What do you get when you take an awesome rock star, a crazy filmmaker with a lot of gear, David Lynchian Hall, and a French cafe? Well, you get kind of something like this. Pretty epic. Another music video, this time again with Johnny Nasty Boots. I haven't done any BTS videos of his videos before. I shot 2 other music videos for him, one called Soho and one called Howlin' and Dyin'. And both of them were a lot of fun to shoot, especially Howlin' and Dyin', which was like in a haunted mansion type of deal. This particular track is called Lovers on the Road. It's a really fun Johnny Nasty Boots classic. So far, his music videos that we've done together have done super well. We've gone pretty all out on the production value on this one. And when Johnny and Rose approached me about it, they told me that there was kind of a tight deadline on this one, so we had to kind of get it moving pretty quick. They really like to dig into the abstract, and that's something that I really like to dig into as well. I'll touch on that later. But ultimately, I wanted to come up with these 2 different worlds where they collide and go into other red chaos, you might say. One of the first locations that I found was this checkered floor hallway that was all redded out, super gaudy and really awesome looking. And it really had like a David Lynchian feel. Check out this room. Is this not the most Lynchian thing that you've ever seen? Which was kind of timely considering when we were filming this. And this is only like the B storyline. I'm so stoked for this. So we're at this one studio location here and I don't even know where I'm at. Burbank, Will. You were in Burbank. Side note, guys, the last video that I shot at like 2 a.m. and I did not realize how tired I looked. That setup on the stairs took me like 2 hours to get ready to go. I really should have just turned off the lights, gone to bed and woken up and done it the next day, but I pushed through it and it shows on camera, I would say. Now, shooting in that hallway is an awesome look, but one thing that you quickly realize when you shoot in a hallway is well, you're kind of limited on places to go. You can only go forward and backward, really. You can't really go side to side and your angles become dramatically limited. But that's where you can get really creative with lighting, which is exactly what my plan was. I got here a little early so I could get lights set up. Johnny's gonna get here around 10:30. We're gonna shoot here for about 4 hours, then head over to the French cafe and go from there. So I better get busy lighting. I've been setting up lights. We're gonna be shooting on the Blazar Anamorphics. I'm so stoked about that. That's why I have that light right in there. Take a look at this. Here's what we're looking at so far. By the time we get a couple more panel lights in there with some strobing going on, it's gonna be perfect. I really do love shooting on the Blazars because of the lens flaring that they get. So that's why I put that one light behind the 2 doors. And I mean, here, take a look for yourself. I got a flashlight around here somewhere. Ugh. I know I put one around here somewhere. Come on. There's gotta be a flashlight around here. Why not have a flashlight? I've got literally everything else. Aha. It's great. It's dead. What am I talking about? I have lights. This was the easiest thing in the world. So as you can see, the flaring is super great on these. This is obviously a little too much. I'm also shooting on the 125mm. The flaring on this, shooting directly into the lens, is gonna be pretty harsh. And it's a very neutral flare, so I know it looks kind of blue, but if you just change the color temperature and go tungsten with it, I mean, as you can see, everything levels out. I'm shooting at 3200 Kelvin. So moving back and forth in the hallway was definitely gonna be one of my only movements that I could do, but also going up and down. And as you just saw, when I was moving the light up and down, the flaring was going up and down. So another way to add movement to a frame. I don't normally throw lights, sorry. Super hot in here, man. As I was saying, this has gone abstract in the best possible way. Johnny and Rose really approached me with an abstract concept. It's something that we explored in Howlin' and Dyin', and we kind of wanted to get a little funky with this. So we came up with this idea of having the French cafe in contrast with this red hallway. And we wanted to get a bunch of extras, but we decided to go with mannequins. They're great extras. They also are always where you need them to be. One of the cool things about shooting music videos in an abstract form though is you can kind of break any rule that you really want to break, whether that's camera movement, set designing, costumes, or whatever. Especially with what you put in front of a lens. You can get really creative with like testing and trying all different kinds of things. If you want to throw wax paper in front of a lens and shine a bunch of light into it, or tin foil wrapped around light, try stuff. That's like the best thing about abstract, is just kind of go ham with it and go crazy. Also, at the end of the day, if you have the time to get the shot, just go ahead and get it, and you can cut it on the cutting room floor later. I really do love abstract videos though, because they push you to be creative and they push you to break the norms. There is no right or wrong, it's really subjective. And it kind of comes down to the feeling that you're going to portray on the actual screen. What's the song like? You really have to listen to that song a bunch of times, and what are you visualizing in your head? What kind of feelings are you getting during a chorus, during a guitar solo? What are the images that are just kind of popping into your brain? You can even get that way with color. Is this feeling blue? Is this feeling red? Is it feeling dark? Is it feeling bright? Something I really love to do when I'm messing around with abstract is blowing highlights and then blooming them out as an effect in post. Kind of like this. You know, now I look like I'm in heaven. So bringing the mannequins into the music video was a lot of fun, because that meant I got to play with how they were going to pose. What kind of emotions were those mannequins going to be exuding? And we came up with a really fun idea with something that we kind of figured out on the fly, actually. When it comes down to the rig, by the way, you already know what I'm using. I'm using the RS3 Pro with the LiDAR, with the Blazars. And I'm going to touch on something about this build at the end of the video. Even though we're playing on the abstract, at the end of the day, this is a performance video. And we did want to kind of, you know, complement the outfits to the different locations that we were at. So outfits comes down to a lot with how are they going to pop out from the environment. For instance, we were in the red hallway and I put Johnny in a blue shirt, at least for the one direction that we were shooting. Looking good. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm getting ready. I'm gonna get naked right now.
Oh, okay, stay. We'll blur it out. All good.
So, what do you think?
I think this is good. And then we'll go to the all black from here. We're good. Once we started rolling in the hallway, I went into what I normally do. I started with the wide shots, then medium shots, then tight shots, all on gimbal, and then you start going handheld. But one of the things I love about the Ronin is holding down that M button, the mode button, and it puts it in sport mode. So it becomes very reactive. So wherever you move that Ronin, the camera's also going as well. That gives you a really nice handheld look. It can be a little clinical, so I don't do it all the time. Sometimes I do prefer to actually get my actual hands on the actual focus barrel and the actual camera so I can really move with the track. However, when you're in a time crunch and you need a quick handheld look, just popping that little M button on the Ronin is an awesome option. Once I got my combinations of all that look, we wanted to flip the room. So we were shooting this direction the whole time, but now we're gonna shoot this direction the whole time, and we're gonna completely red out the whole, it's gonna look like a murder house basically. And the reason why I wanted to flip the room was maximize the amount of space that we had, because it's only one hallway, but honestly, the other side of the hallway looked completely different. The side that we started on had a lot of gold trimming. It looked very gaudy and very castle-esque, and I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it was very French in a way. And then when you flipped it, it got dark. Even though it was red. It was a murder house.
This is mainly for the solo section here.
Anytime I'm doing a solo of any kind, I always try to pick a completely different look for the guitar solo. It's always a natural break within the song. Typically it comes in around halfway or 3/4 of the way through. So it's nice to give a nice visual break to the video of what's happening and completely alter the look. A lot of times in certain songs, after the solo, the ending of the song might sound a little bit different than the first 3/4. So that solo is a great opportunity to visually break up what the end of the video is going to look like and really kind of hit home the finale. We had about 4 hours to shoot in that hallway, and then we packed everything up and headed to the next location. We're gonna be starting with the room completely whited out, and then we're gonna make it all red, kind of like we did at the first location. Even though this comes first. Music videos don't make sense all the time as far as the way you shoot them. It's magic, editing magic. Which had a lot of cats drawn on the wall for some reason. That was not fun to shoot around. It wasn't as French looking as it looked in the listing, I gotta say that. But we made it work. At the cafe, the plan was to get the mannequins that I had literally picked up that morning down in the fashion district in LA. You know, they always say never work with kids and animals. Don't work with mannequins either, especially if you have to build them beforehand, or at least hire somebody to build them beforehand, because It's a lot of work screwing arms onto a torso. It's not fun. It's like moving a body with rigor mortis around. It's just unpleasant. It's a little awkward too when they're not wearing any clothes. But you can't have a lot of fun with them posing them in funny, stupid ways too. It's kind of like this, well, excuse me, ma'am.
What are you doing here?
I definitely like to try to just grab inspiration as it comes to me in the moment. And we talked about in one area where the mannequins were going to be standing around Johnny with their hands up in the air, kind of like they were a crowd cheering. Wouldn't it be kind of funny if they had lost their heads? So I'm gonna put them all right in front of you, like arms up like this.
So we're moving the arms, right?
Yeah, the arms will come up. These two are gonna need their legs back. It might be kind of cool if we do absolutely no head. Like the guitar playing is so awesome that it blew their minds. Kind of as a joke, but then we took the heads off and it actually looked kind of sick. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see.
Let's do it. Let's do it. No,
I like it.
But it also felt kind of weird because it just felt like this big empty void with just a bunch of arms going up. Oh, dude, I wish we had something else to put in there. Luckily, I remembered that right outside the cafe, there was an Albertsons right across the street. Ran into Albertsons looking for flowers. Got an idea. Flowers acquired. Let's go stick them in some mannequins' heads. I got him!
Thank you so much.
I got him! Johnny, they're for you! They're for you!
Oh my god.
There's an Albertsons right there, dude.
Bluetooth connected.
With the holes in the top of the torso, I was able to stuff a bunch of flowers into the mannequin heads. That was also nice because it filled up the void, but it was something completely different and it gave me foreground to shoot through. Not to mention with the wooden arms and then the colorful flowers, it was a nice contrast between the really stark white walls. And it really helped Johnny pop out from the background as well. Creating depth is always one of the best things to try to make a cinematic looking video.
That's a wrap. We actually did it. Barely, but we got every single shot that I wanted. I'm super happy. Those mannequins were a nightmare.
Yeah, they're always like moving around doing their own thing. The arms are always just kind of flailing all over the place. Also, half the time when you think you got the arm in the right spot, it looks like this or something. But hey, we got the shots. Johnny.
Yeah?
Thanks for packing up the mannequins.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for taking the hit.
Absolutely.
But that was basically it, guys. Johnny's videos have done super well. We've had a lot of fun making Soho, Howlin' and Dyin', and now Lovers on the Run. It's already at like 90,000 views and everyone seems to really enjoy it. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go give it a watch. Oh, one last thing I wanted to talk about was this rig. This rig is really awesome. I wanted to point out, if you look at the BTS footage, you'll notice it's just me and Johnny. We absolutely killed this music video.
Yeah.
Literally just the two of us.
Every new video, we're less people working on it.
It's true. So
Next one, you're gonna do it by yourself.
Sometimes it really is like that when I do music videos. It's just me and the artist, and that's about it. I shoot a lot by myself, and I end up having to rig, light, come up with camera movements on my own. So having tools that allow me to do Steadicam movements with push-ins on anamorphic lenses and autofocus. It's quite mind-boggling to me because not even 5 years ago could you really pull off pulling quality like this. Filmmaking technology has really been blowing my mind, and I'm actually really excited to see where it's gonna go in the next 10 years. But that's basically it, guys. I wonder if I got better at making this a shorter video. I know the last one was like 15 minutes too long, and it was 15 minutes. Honestly, I had a lot of fun making that one. What time did I finish? Hey, it's 11:02. Look at that. I did this in like 30 minutes. I have a couple more videos in the pipeline coming down, a couple more releases. I might have a couple trips coming up soon, maybe a trip to Vegas, we'll see. That's still up in the ether. That will definitely be a really fun video if that happens. If you like what you're seeing, definitely come back. I'm gonna be posting a lot more shorts, a lot more filmmaking tips and everything. I'm coming up with a lot of really cool YouTube ideas of just kind of talking about the creative process. I could literally make a whole video on the lights behind me right now, and I actually might do that. That's actually a good video idea. I might do that. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna go ahead and start editing this, because it's only 11. Yeah. Am I out of coffee?